For more than 50 years, Freightliner has been the industry leader in aluminum cab design. The outer aluminum skin panels are fastened to the inner frame using rivets for a strong, lightweight structure with easy and economical skin panel replacement. The purpose of this video is to teach the basic drilling and fastening skills needed for Freightliner aluminum cab repair. The operations demonstrated in this video will be done on a workbench, not on a cab, for clear viewing. Before beginning any cab repair, these skills should be mastered on practice materials. These drilling and fastening skills are easily learned with a small amount of practice. Approved safety glasses with side shields should always be worn. Prescription glasses with safety lenses are acceptable as long as side shields are worn with them. Drilling and riveting can emit noises exceeding 110 decibels. Continued exposure to this level of noise can cause permanent hearing loss, so noise protection should always be worn. Earmuffs and foam earplugs are the most common type of noise protection. The most common drilling and riveting tools are air-operated. A 90 psi air supply is required for proper operation of air-powered tools. Always disconnect the air supply line from the air guns before changing accessories. The air drill motor uses a 3-jaw Jacobs chuck to hold the drill bit. A chuck key is used to open and close the chuck jaws on the drill bit shank. The air hammer, also called a rivet gun or rivet hammer, uses a retainer spring to prevent the tool from flying out of the gun when it's used. Air-powered huck pullers, blind fastener pullers, and screwdrivers are also used. All air tools should be inspected and oiled daily. Oil the air tool by placing a few drops of air tool oil into the air adapter before usage each day. Before drilling on the aluminum skins, the pieces to be fastened must be clamped together. Various problems can occur from improper clamping. Holes can become misaligned. Drill chips and burrs can get between the pieces being fastened, and panels can be pushed apart after the drill passes through the first panel. Securely clamped pieces are much easier to work with and produce a better quality repair. Number 12 Phillips head screws can be used to hold sheet metal together before installing permanent fasteners. Drilling a few holes in the panel and temporarily fastening the pieces with number 12 Phillips head screws is sometimes the only way to hold the pieces together. A number 12 Phillips head screw fits in the same hole as a 3/16 rivet. Therefore, the permanent fasteners can be installed in the same holes when the Phillips screws are removed. Phillips head screws must be used to prevent the screwdriver from slipping off the panel and damaging it. Drilling holes for fasteners is the next procedure. Choosing the correct drill motor can make the drilling job much easier. Air drill motors are specified by speed or revolutions per minute. Common drill speeds range from 500 to 3,000 RPM. Drill motor speed selection is dependent upon the material hardness and thickness. The harder and thicker the material, the slower the drill should be. Faster drill speeds can be used for aluminum since it's a relatively soft metal. Most Freightliner cab panels are 50 thousandths or 80 thousandths inch thick aluminum, and a drill speed of about 2,000 RPM works well. Drill bit sizes are located on the shank of drill bits. Drill bit sizes are given as a number, a letter, or a fraction. Drill charts contain the drill bit size to be used for a given fastener or hole diameter. Roll the drill on a flat surface to check for straightness. A crooked drill bit will cause elongated holes and could fly apart when used in a high RPM drill. When drilling, a drill stop should be used to prevent hitting other panels. Drill stops also help prevent injury to co-workers who may be on the opposite side of the panel being drilled. Install the drill bit into the chuck jaws and tighten the jaws onto the drill bit shank. You must use the chuck key in all 3 holes to ensure chuck jaws do not loosen up. Holes may be located by center punching, drilling small pilot holes, or by spinning the drill by hand. The most important point in drilling is to keep the drill bit perpendicular or at right angles to the surface being drilled. The hole must go straight through the material to allow for proper fastener installation. Holding the drill at the wrong angle may cause an elongated hole or may cause the drill bit to crawl on the metal. A crawling drill bit may also indicate that the drill bit is dull and needs to be sharpened or replaced. Hold the drill at a 90-degree angle and push straight into the drill material. Start the drill slowly, then increase the speed after the hole is started. Decrease the pressure applied to the drill as it breaks through the panel. This will help prevent the drill from grabbing and pulling the drill through the hole. Pull the drill straight out of the hole. Drilling often leaves small, sharp edges called burrs on the edge of the hole. Burrs must be removed before installing any fasteners. A drill bit with a diameter of at least 2 times the diameter of the hole can be used to deburr the hole. Apply enough pressure to the drill when twisting it around the hole to make sure that all burrs are removed. Deburr both sides of the hole. Check that no burrs were caught between the panels during the drilling. It's often more efficient to prepare the surface of the panels for painting before installing fasteners. This allows a dual-action sander to be used without flattening or damaging fastener heads. There are various types of fasteners that are used in Freightliner aluminum cab repair. Rivets are the most commonly used fastener when there is access to both sides of a panel. Huck bolts are used when there is access to both sides of the material and additional fastener strength is required. When access to only one side of the material is available, then a blind fastener must be used. Brazier head rivets and Countersink rivets are the 2 main types of rivets used on Freightliner cabs. Both types of rivets start with a manufactured head and a rivet shank. The rivet shank is formed during installation to create the second head for fastening. Brazier rivets have a button-shaped manufactured head. The manufactured head of an installed Brazier head rivet is visible on the finished product. The manufactured head of an installed Countersink rivet lies flush with the fastening surface it attaches to and is not visible on the finished product. Rivets are specified by rivet type, shank diameter, shank length, and as either a hard or soft rivet. The rivets used on Freightliner aluminum cabs are made of aluminum alloy material. The 3/16 Brazier head rivet in various lengths is the most commonly used rivet on the Freightliner cabs. The specific tools needed for riveting are an air hammer, rivet set, and bucking bar. The air-driven air hammer provides the force needed for riveting. The rivet set attaches to the air hammer with the retainer spring. The rivet sets can either be straight or offset for hard-to-reach places. The first type is cupped to fit the round head of a Brazier rivet. The Brazier set size is marked on the side of the rivet set. Make sure that the size of the cupped end of the rivet set matches the rivet to be used. Using an incorrectly sized rivet set can damage the rivet head or the panels being fastened. The second type of rivet set is the flush or mushroom type rivet set used for countersink rivets. The mushroom-type rivet set is good for all countersink rivet sizes. Inspect the rivet set for nicks or chips that might leave noticeable marks on the installed rivet head. The rivet set is installed in the air hammer by removing the retainer spring or other fastening device. Never actuate the air hammer unless it's pressed against a solid surface. The rivet set and retainer spring could dangerously shoot from the gun. When testing the gun, press the rivet set against a block of wood before squeezing the trigger. Bucking bars are used to form the bucked head of the rivet. Bucking bars are made of steel and vary in size, shape, and weight depending upon the size, strength, and position of the rivet being installed. The bucking bar should be heavy enough to easily form the head, yet light enough to use for extended periods of time. The surface of the bucking bar that forms the bucked head of the rivet must be flat and smooth so that the finished head will be properly formed. Inspect the bucking surfaces for nicks, scrapes, or gouges that may affect the quality of the finished bucked head. As a general rule, when selecting the length of the rivet, the shank should protrude through the hole about 1.5 times the diameter of the shank. Using the proper length rivet is essential for proper installation. When riveting, the person handling the rivet gun is called the shooter, and the person handling the bucking bar is called the bucker. Sometimes one person will do both the shooting and bucking. Whether shooting or bucking, the force applied to the rivet should be directly into the rivet. Applying the force directly into the rivet should prevent the tools from slipping off the contact points and causing damage. If the rivet set slips off the manufactured head, it can damage the panel or the rivet head. This damage is commonly referred to as smiles. Slipping the bucking bar can also deform the bucked head or damage the panel. Place the proper size rivet in the rivet hole. Align the rivet gun, rivet, and bucking bar, and form the rivet by squeezing the trigger. The finished formed head of the rivet should be 1.5 times as wide as the initial rivet shank diameter and 1/2 times as thick as the initial rivet shank diameter. The shooter should apply slightly more pressure to the rivet gun than the bucker applies to the bucking bar so that the formed head seats properly against the panel. Both should increase the force applied throughout the shooting of the rivet. Failure to apply more force to the manufactured head than to the bucked head can cause the shank to deform inside the hole, causing a defect commonly called a coat hanger. Applying excessive force to the manufactured head can cause the rivet to sink into the panel. Applying too much force to the bucking bar for too long a time can cause the bucked head to become over-flattened. If the head is under-flattened, then no damage is done. Just finish shooting and bucking the rivet until the head is properly formed. It's extremely important that the smooth face of the bucking bar be held parallel to the skin panels to create a properly formed head. If the bucking surface is not held parallel, an improper rivet head is formed, and the bucking bar may hit and damage the skin panels. The countersink rivet hole must be prepared by using a countersink drill with the correct angle for the rivet and the correct countersink depth. The countersink rivets used on Freightliner cabs have a 78-degree countersink angle. Countersink drilling will control the rivet flushness with the panel and recess into the panel. When using the flush-type rivet set, care must be taken to keep the head position flat against the panel to avoid damage. The countersink rivet is installed in the same manner as the Brazier head. Slide the collar over the huck bolt pin. Install the pin into the gun and squeeze the trigger. The huck gun will deform the collar onto the pin and break the pin off at the collar when the correct clamping force is reached. Install the blind fastener into the puller. Install the fastener into the hole and squeeze the trigger for blind fastener installation. Any remaining pins sticking out of the head must be ground off flush after installation. When replacing skin panels, it's necessary to remove existing fasteners. Fasteners that are misinstalled also must be removed. Drilling the fastener head is the best way to remove a fastener. Center punch the center of the head. Use the same drill bit diameter as the shank of the fastener. It's not necessary to drill completely through the fastener. As soon as the depth of the fastener head is reached, the head can be pried off using a drill punch. After the head is removed, the fastener can be pushed through with the drill head or punched out with the punch. It's often difficult to keep the drill in the exact center of the head. Changing the angle and pressure of the drill can help bring the drill back to center. If the panel is to be reused, be careful not to damage the panel when removing fasteners. Air hammer attachments are made for huck bolt removal. Using such attachments makes huck bolt removal much easier. This method will, however, often damage the panel skin. If a hole somehow becomes oversized, rivets with a 3/16 brazier head and an oversized shank are available to fill the hole. The finished product will look as if a normal 3/16 brazier head rivet was used. If a hole is drilled in the wrong location, it can often be filled with a countersink rivet, then re-drilled in the proper location. Even if the location is just slightly off, this is an effective fix. The drilling and fastening techniques provided in this video are easily learned. With practice, these techniques can make efficient, quality repairs to Freightliner aluminum cabs. Remember that practicing safety is essential. Always wear hearing and eye protection when performing cab repair. The Freightliner Service Training Department offers a number of maintenance courses, service courses, and videos to help you meet your customer satisfaction goals. For more information, write or call the Service Training Department in Portland, Oregon.